Hello students, today I welcome you on behalf of Rasa International School to study the chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. Now, to study the chemical properties of metals and nonmetal is necessary because on the physical properties we are not able to judge whether a substance is a metal or a non-metal. केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी पढ़ने का मेन हमारा जो इम्पोर्टेंस ये है कि हम सिर्फ फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी से किसी भी सब्सटेंस को मेटल या नॉन मेटल नहीं बता सकते। तो अगर हम किसी सब्सटेंस को जज करना है कि वो मेटल है कि नॉन मेटल, सो वी शुड नो द केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. So in our previous videos we have understood what are metals and what are non-metals on the basis of their physical properties, but we can't make the surety. So here again we have some list of metals as been shown in figure: gold, silver, copper, and non-metals carbon, sulfur, coal. Okay, so they are non-metals. Apart from these elements we have metalloids also, which have the properties of metals and non-metals like silicon, germanium, and arsenic. Okay, so these are the some examples of metal, non-metals, and metalloids. Now we are coming to our topic, that is chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So first of all we will discuss the chemical property of metal, that is reaction with oxygen. So metals are duly react with oxygen, okay, and they form metallic oxide. मेटल ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट होता है और मेटल ऑक्साइड बनाता है. So metal oxides are basic in nature. That should be in our mind that metal oxides are basic in nature. Means they turns the blue litmus, no, they turns the red litmus to blue. And if we use blue litmus, it will remain as blue in color. So they are what? They are basic oxides and they are what? They are solid. Metal oxides are solid. So if we make the solution, if the metal oxide is readily soluble in water, then you will find the basic solution is being formed. Okay, that can be tested along with the use of litmus paper. So here is a reaction where we are able to see that how the metal is reacted with oxygen. So magnesium is reacting with oxygen to form magnesium oxide, which is basic in nature and turns the red litmus to blue. Okay, so this is about metal reaction with oxygen. Now what about non-metals? So first of all we will find that many metals react with oxygen and we will able to see the rusting or corrosion. So here is an example where corrosion of copper is taking place in the presence of moist air. That is, in air we have water vapors, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and when there is a metal like copper get in contact with it, there is corrosion of copper took place, and due to which copper oxide and copper carbonate is formed. This is green in color. Okay, so as been in figure you are able to see the corrosion of copper. Okay, and this is also a metallic substance which is in reacting with oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. This is also basic in nature. So this is about corrosion of metal where the metal is copper. Okay, now what about iron? Now iron is also get corroded. The special term which is used for iron is rusting. So iron with oxygen and water, that is moist air, it leads to the formation of iron oxide which is hydrated. Okay, and this is been shown in the figure as the bus body is being rusted because of the presence of moist air. So this is also basic in nature. Why? It is also a metallic oxide. So this is about the corrosion of copper and iron. Now what about the non-metal, how they react with oxygen? So non-metals are also reacting with oxygen to form non-metallic oxide. As metallic oxide is basic in nature, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. तो metal oxide तो basic होती है, लेकिन non-metal की oxide कैसी होती है? Acidic. So they turns the blue litmus to red. So here we have an example. Sulfur reacting with oxygen leads to the formation of sulfur dioxide, which is an acidic oxide. Okay, so this is acidic in nature and turns the blue litmus to red. Now reaction of metal with water. So we have clarity about the reaction of metal and non-metal with oxygen. Now we are moving to reaction of metal with water. So now metal reacts with water to form metallic hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So here the release of hydrogen gas took place. Okay, so we can have an example where sodium metal, which is a highly reactive metal, reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So here we can take many other examples also, like potassium react with water to form potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. So these are the substances, that is metals, react with water to form metallic hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So what about non-metals? Non-metals show no reaction with water. So non-metal plus water, no reaction. Okay, so you can take any non-metal like sulfur plus water, no reaction will take place. Carbon plus water, no reaction will take place. So this is about non-metal and metal reaction with water. Now let us move on the reaction of metals and non-metals with acid. So metals react with acid to form metallic salt plus hydrogen gas. Now this can be understood with the help of some examples like magnesium plus HCl, means magnesium plus hydrochloric acid. Now they react to form metallic salt. So metallic salt is magnesium chloride, okay, plus hydrogen gas. Similarly, you can take example of aluminium reaction with HCl. It leads to the formation of aluminium chloride plus hydrogen gas. So these are metallic salt, okay, of chloride family, and hydrogen gas is released in both the cases. So whenever the metal react with acid, it leads to the formation of metallic salt plus hydrogen gas. Now what about non-metals reaction with acid? So again, non-metals are not able to react with acid. So non-metal plus acid, no reaction. Sulfur plus hydrochloric acids, no reaction. Here now we discuss about the chemical property of metal with base. So metals also react with base to form salt and hydrogen gas. So here the metal is aluminium and the base is sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, and the salt which is formed is sodium meta-aluminate. Now this salt which has been formed, and along with it the hydrogen gas is also there. So aluminium plus sodium hydroxide leads to the formation of sodium salt, that is sodium aluminate plus hydrogen gas. What about the displacement reaction? So whenever the metal react with a salt of another metal, whenever the metal reacts with a salt, that is soluble salt of another metal, if the metal which is in pure state is more active than the metal which is present in the salt, like here zinc we have as a pure metal which is reacting with copper sulfate, means copper sulfate is a salt which is a soluble salt, okay, and you can find on the right side you have the activity series where you can see that zinc is more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper. So what happened? Zinc is able to displace the copper from its place and itself get located at that place. So it leads to the formation of zinc sulfate plus copper metal. So now the silvery metal zinc, okay, silvery white metal zinc on the reactant side, means the left hand side, okay, where the arrow tail is pointing is your reactants, and on the right side of the arrow is your product. On the product side, now the copper metal is formed, which is reddish brown in color. But you want to have the same reaction in the reverse direction, then what will happen? Copper plus zinc sulfate. Now you can see that copper is less reactive than zinc. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc. Now zinc is coming first, after that iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper. Copper is under zinc, okay, so it is below in the activity series of metal than zinc. So copper is not able to displace the zinc from its place, so no reaction will take place. So displacement reaction can take place if the metal and the metallic salt, if the metal which is alone is active than the metal present in the metallic salt which is soluble, then the displacement reaction is able to take place, otherwise not. Thank you. Admissions are open. You can contact on the numbers which have been mentioned in our link. Thank you.